my thing over there. All right. Put this up. All right, and welcome to the Wrestling Pod. I'm your host, Carlito Santiago, and today we're here to talk about what went down on Monday Night Raw before SummerSlam. Just days before SummerSlam kicks off in the U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Raw emanated from the Intuit Dome in Los Angeles with a packed show and last-minute hype for the biggest matches of the show itself. And everybody can agree on one thing. This was not a good show. This was downright fucking awful. Probably the worst. We're going to find out right now on July 27th, because that day it was Triple H's birthday. The Hell in a Cell weigh-ins. For what it was worth, ahead of Saturday's Hell in a Cell match between Femi and Brock Lesnar, the combatants took to the squared circle for the official weigh-ins, conducted by Raw General Manager Adam Pearce and the Chief Content Officer Triple H. With the unforgiving confines of this steel structure surrounding their squared circle, Femi weighed in at 302 pounds before the Beast Incarnate made his way to the ring. Paul Heyman put over Lesnar's history of success in cages and warned the ruler that he will be the underdog Saturday night before revealing his client's weight, 303. I'm locked in. I'm not locked in here with you. You are locked in here with me, Femi says to close out the segment. This was all spectacle. Nothing was accomplished beyond what we have already seen in multiple segments involving the superstars. The visual of the Hell in a Cell was great. It changed everything up, but nothing progressed to make it more interesting. Just hype. We then got to a tag team match between the Alpha Academy and the Vision, where the Alpha Academy got destroyed by the Vision. Yep. Late in the match, Otis and Akira overcame an onslaught from the Vision and were rolling. The latter climbed the top rope for a trademark senton, only for Logan Paul to provide a distraction. Theory got his knees up, driving the wind from Tozawa. With Otis down at ringside, Breakker obliterated the smaller babyface to win the match. After the match, the heels beat down their opponents, with Maxine adding insult to injury to Otis. Theory delivered a sickening chair shot to the big man to close things out. So graded a B. Pretty standard stuff. We can keep going. Javon Evans took on Rusev 2 weeks after he suffered a post-match beatdown at the hands of the Bulgarian Brute. Javon Evans squared off with Rusev in singles action. The young OG frustrated his opponent at multiple points throughout the match and even appeared to blind him during a red dot kick. Rusev shrugged it off, though, caught Evans in a mid-flight before applying the accolade. Evans, ever the Brazilian babyface, fought his way out of it by grabbing the ropes, stunned Rusev, and, of course, added the OG cutter for the win. Pretty good win, but, again, still standard stuff, What it was pretty average. C+ grading. Joe Hendry and Danhausen concert. A concert that involved Joe Hendry and Danhausen, which admittedly went on for too long, came to a screeching halt Monday, courtesy of the Judgment Day, Dominic Mysterio and JD McDonough, and, of course, the WBC welterweight champion, a boxer, mind you, who I actually got to admit, I actually liked before all of his political affiliations and shit. Before he started making, before he started kissing ass. I actually liked Ryan Garcia. I'm not going to lie. I thought he was a pretty good boxer. He was a young kid, fucking grew up. And then he started kissing ass, and fucking, I was tired of that shit. Stop kissing ass for people, man. Always kissing ass. Fucking be a man. Be what you used to be. Be the Ryan Garcia that I know you used to be. Fucking, the latter blasted, of course, Garcia blasted Hendry with the guitar, then watched as Dominic and, of course, the Iron Lung, JD McDonough, beat down the little Danhausen ahead of the series showdown with the very evil, very nice superstar on Saturday in Minneapolis. However, too, we also got a bit segment in the back, too, with Adam Pearce and Danhausen, with Adam Pearce telling Danhausen that this whole money grab shit needs to stop. All right. It's fucking up with our show. It's fucking up with our ratings. We know we're not doing good. How do we end this? Just give him the fucking money back, right? Adam Pearce is like, just give him the money back. Danhausen mutters, human money's on a pole match. You heard that right. Human money's on a pole match. And Adam Pearce is like, if this is how it's going to end, if this is how this shit is going to end and get the fuck off my show, then let's do it. By all means, Adam Pearce at that point needed a drink. and I know he was pouring in some whiskey. Rey Mysterio would then take on All Ego Ethan Page, and All Ego would strike back. And I thought this was pretty good. Looking to avenge a rib injury suffered at the hands of his opponent in June, Rey Mysterio squared off with Ethan Page in a match for potential Intercontinental Championship implications. The heel controlled the match through the commercial break, but as he had so many times in his Hall of Fame career, Mysterio stuck around and fought his way back into the contest. Late, he dove from the top rope, delivered a hurricanrana to the floor, and sent his opponent into the commentary team and set Page up for the 619. The resourceful All Ego used the ring apron to trap his opponents. He actually lifted up the fucking the apron. He used the ring apron. Fucking literally held it up. Fucking the fabric. He lifted up the fabric as Rey Mysterio went for the 619. That was fucking cool. From there, the Egoplex earned Page the win. Another good match that unfortunately feels a little more like treadmill riding through, or a threadmill. Tread. Okay, feels more like treadmill riding for those involved rather than anything to propel them upwards. Anyway, you got a feud. The Usos hype up SummerSlam, and this was another disappointment and a letdown. The Bloodline against Solo, LA Knight, and Royce Keys. Jimmy and Jay hit the ring for a promo. Before they could say much, Solo appeared in the crowd as he sat down, acting all big. And I love this. Solo has become the most funniest fucking act on Raw and SmackDown across all brands, really, across the main brands to pull this shit off. Okay. He asked why he would want to go back to the Bloodline, then said he loved where he was. You can tell Roman he can kiss my ass, he exclaimed. LA Knight entered the arena, talked trash, then joined Solo in a brawl with the Usos until Jacob arrived to the scene. Samoan Werewolf made his presence felt and quickly started throwing fists around for Solo and Knight. Fatu fended them off and dominated until Royce Keys made the save. He threw down with his friend turned rival, eventually clearing him from the ring and standing tall for the SummerSlam partners. Like much of the show, this highlighted a match on Saturday's card without doing anything to actually push the story forward. Like maybe Solo, accidentally almost hitting LA Knight. That would have been fucking, that would have been storytelling, right? Can I actually trust him? We then got to our women's IC championship match. Actually, C+. Just keeping the grades where they are. Raquel took on Sol Ruca, and I'm not going to talk much about this because it was more Judgment Day implication bullshit, okay? Raquel has been a workhorse, and I'm glad that she has won the championship. She really well deserves it, actually. But at the cost here, we do have someone who should be losing their championship at SummerSlam, and a God hope that Liv Morgan just loses it at this point. Io needs to take it. Io needs to be skyrocketed. We need a babyface champion right now. Io needs to be the person to take that title. So, as far as I'm concerned, give Raquel the women's Intercontinental title and fucking give Io the women's world heavyweight. Sounds fair to me. Sounds fair, honestly. Io attempted to even things up after and prevent a tainted win. She did, wiping out Morgan with a bullet train attack against the ring post. That distraction allowed Perez to interfere, pulling Ruka off the ropes, allowing Raquel to hit her Tijuana bomb. Tijuana bomb for the victory and the title. The match was not always pretty, and it looked like Ruka and Rodriguez were not on the same page at least once. But the chaos in the closing moments helped elevate the quality. The surprise outcome was an exclamation point on that. And, of course, on Raquel being a workhorse. Like here, I'm going to read this. Raquel, of course, has been a workhorse for the women's division for a better part of the last 2 years. She has evolved her game over the time, earning the right to win the first singles title on the main roster. So, again, I think it's well-deserved as well. But I wish it was the Women's World Championship. Needless to say, we got our last face-to-face with Roman and Rollins. Seth Rollins interrupted Roman Reigns' main event promo and wasted little time telling him that while the OTC has it all, the one thing he cannot claim is that he is better at professional wrestling than the Visionary. The Architect reminded Reigns that their entire rivalry is defined by him beating the Tribal Chief, and Sunday at SummerSlam, he'll be no different. The whole industry needs me to beat you, Reigns said. Rollins reminded his former Shield mate of WrestleMania 31 when he cashed in on Reigns and sent his whole family into tears. I hope your whole family is there on Sunday because I would like nothing more than to watch them cry again. Rollins suckered Reigns into losing his cool. Roman unloaded on the number one contender, rocking him with a Superman punch before adding a spear. He grabbed a chair and re-entered the ring with it, only for the recovered Rollins to deliver a stomp, driving his head into the weapon. Rollins stood tall out the segment. So yeah, they've also been building up to Roman and Rollins' little segment there. Obviously leading up to the last time they fought each other, which was 2022 Royal Rumble. I still remember it. Rollins wore the Shield gear, and Roman retained the title, but Rollins won the match because of a disqualification. We just knew that was going to come. So for this match, it's really like I would really love nothing more than Rollins to win. But as far as I am concerned, it really comes down to who's winning that fucking match at that 6-man tag team match. Because if LA Knight, Solo, and Keys pull it off against Jimmy J and Jacob Fatu, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think this time, Roman Reigns might actually retain. It's a scary thought to think about Rollins winning, but now, if you want to close out everything here, like Oba Femi beats Brock in the Hell in a Cell, and then Oba stands face to face with Reigns at SummerSlam. The Ruler versus the Tribal Chief. Oh my God, would that be insane? The whole fucking crowd would pop for that shit. So that means like a Money in the Bank, we'd get Roman and whoever wins the Money in the Bank probably will cash in that year. I hope it's somebody. Oh my God, I don't know who to hope for that to be the case. It'd be funny if Rollins actually is in that Money in the Bank ladder match, so he wins it and then cashes in on Roman just to win the title back. Oh my God. Pull a WrestleMania 31 for him. Dude, that would be a great follow-up. While protecting Oba. A lot of things. I'm going to make a lot of predictions on Thursday. I can't wait to discuss it. But what was the overall show? And yeah, B+. What was the overall show grade? Well, this show kind of sucked. There was much hype, but there was little progression. This was an odd show full of uninspired television segments that did nothing to generate more interest or excitement for this weekend's premium live event. That does not mean it was bad. The show itself in a bubble was fine. However, more flash, but there was less progression, and that sucks for a Raw before an event. I have a lot of things going down on the weekend, so I want to prepare for you guys to give you guys, because I'm going to be on vacation next week, and I want to give you guys just a little fill-in. So this was the Raw review. I will be back here on Thursday to give you the SummerSlam predictions. I will then be back here early in the morning, okay? Early in the morning for the SmackDown summary, because I'm going to be going to see this new Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man Brand New Day. Can't wait to check it out on Saturday with a couple of friends. And then I will be back here later, get everything set up for you guys, and we'll have our first night watch-along. And the same rules apply. I found out that I can, in fact, upload or I won't get censored or copyrighted for that matter. I won't get copyrighted as long as I mute the music that is played. So I will have to mute the entrance, and then I will be able to so it's muting the entrance, and then I can unmute everything else and you guys can hear it. That's perfect. So I can't wait for you guys to see that. Same thing. Room will be here. You'll see what the outlook looks like, but yeah, I can't wait for SummerSlam, and I hope you guys are ready too. So I will see you guys on Thursday for the predictions of SummerSlam. And I will see you guys Saturday for the SmackDown summary and night 1 of SummerSlam, night 2 of SummerSlam on Sunday. And also to put into books, ladies and gentlemen, Survivor Series will be in Houston, Texas in the Astrodome. I'm sorry, not the Astrodome, but the Astro field that's in Houston with the Houston Astros. Fucking suck a dick, motherfuckers. Yeah, flip you guys up. You guys, I don't like the Astros. I don't like the Astros. However, we'll be live streaming that too. I will be live streaming Survivor Series for you guys. Watch along. I promise I would do it this year. So I will see you guys on Thursday. Peace.